time, and why not? First time in over 20 years that Buzzard Fest is going to happen, and it's almost here. It is a week from Friday out at Victory Sports Park in North Ridgeville. Bush, Live Filter, Welshly Arms, The Kaleidoscope Kid, Winona Fighter, Incubus, your headliner. Tickets, info, everything else, buzzardfest.com. I think there's a thing up there now you can get 4 tickets for $220. So look into that. I will give you this pair for free, and we shall see you there. Caller 10, 2 for Buzzard Fest next Friday. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Brain dead entertainment throughout history. The cup and ball, the yo-yo, Pong, the Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 W.
His backyard, I guess, in Dayton. But his fall dates will include Cleveland. He'll do Madison Square Garden. He'll do Detroit. Wrap up at the United Center in Chicago in October. Will you go see Chappelle at the Romo Fijo?
I will not, because I will be in Cincinnati at Go Bananas Comedy Club. So
on Friday night, September the 8th.
Yeah, I'll be there the 7th through the 10th. So
is it $1,000 to go see him?
It's $1,000 to go see me.
It shouldn't be.
No, it's not.
No, I don't.
It's like 10 or 15.
I don't know about that. Tickets are on sale Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. Ticketmaster.com. And of course, when Dave Chappelle comes through, you never know who he's going to bring with him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of part of, I guess, the fun of one of those shows. I think that's the same weekend that Jay Farrow is at Hilarities. So maybe Jay Farrow
pop on over.
Yeah.
Will, who knows?
And if Jay
maybe
Farrow's there,
Chappelle,
then anyone could be there because he's so good. Impressions.
I see what you did.
Mm-hmm.
You mean Eddie Murphy could be there too?
Or Chris Rock.
Or Denzel
Hart.
Washington could be there too.
Pretty much any rapper.
There you go. Kevin Hart could be there because he doesn't say no to anything. Maybe Chappelle will pop in at Hilarities. Doesn't have to just go one way. Could you imagine that?
That could happen.
Mm-hmm. Sit on a stool, you do 3 hours, and then you leave.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, if you're into Chappelle, is doing the Romo Fijo Friday, September the 8th.
That seems like a pretty short ramp for an arena show. I know it's Chappelle, so it's going to be fine. But usually when people are announcing an arena show, it's
months.
8 months
Yeah.
at least. And he's like, I'm going to do it in a month and a half. Like, that's the kind of...
Well, because he doesn't really need to ramp up, does he?
I know, but but people do to spend that kind of money because you know it's going to be not
Oh, you mean
cheap.
from the audience perspective?
Right. I mean, again, he will sell out and it'll be fine, but that just goes to show, like, his pull is that he can do an arena show and have
6 weeks notice.
Yeah, 6 weeks notice. Yeah.
Yeah, he kicks off the tour August 22nd at Madison Square Garden. It's only a dozen dates between then and October 4th in Chicago at the United Center. If you listen to us on iHeartRadio from outside Ohio, tell me where. I'd like to know where our bureau chiefs are. If you watch the live stream, of course, you see this map behind me. These pins are all people who check in from around these United States and beyond. Sarah listens in Norwalk, Connecticut. Scott is in York, Maine. Brennan is a bureau chief in Nashville. I heard from one of our Beth in Scottsdale, Arizona, and she said they're doing a lot of splooting out there right now because it's so hot. I'm talking last week about animals splooting, where they just splay themselves out in the ground to cool off on their stomachs. And Beth's out there in Scottsdale. I heard from one of our Phoenix bureau chiefs, I was reading about a librarian at an elementary school in the Phoenix area who was doing a little bit of after-school helping crosswalk. There's a teacher who gets out there on the crosswalk and helps out. And he was only out there for a half an hour helping kids cross. And he said that when he went to go back inside, it felt weird, and the soles of his shoes had melted.
Whoa.
From standing there on the pavement.
Oh, my nightmare.
They had 19 straight days of temperatures over 110. And so, but obviously, that's that's a pain in the butt. But I mean, they have people like falling over out there.
And then splooting.
And splooting, and the trouble is, too, is that when the pavement is that hot or concrete or whatever, because Phoenix is like Orlando, right? It's just a city it's all parking lots and strip malls or whatever. So everything is concrete or asphalt or whatever. And when people fall over, they literally will get burns from the ground. They'll hit the asphalt or they'll hit the concrete. And there have been people that have had to go to the hospital because they burned themselves on the ground.
Keep Joe Biden away from there.
Guy falls down a bunch.
He does fall a lot.
He did it. So that's what they're dealing with. I saw somebody refer to Phoenix, a climatologist, somebody said that Phoenix is on its way to being America's first uninhabitable city without the aid of air conditioning. That if you didn't have it, you would not be able to live there. So listen, that's Phoenix, you did it. People keep moving there. And I hear from bureau chiefs out there pretty frequently about all the weirdo stuff going on.
So hot.
Too hot.
Has Mary thought about feeding that orange cat lasagna? See what they did there?
Oh, God, yesterday was Monday. So maybe he just hated Mondays and wanted to start a problem.
Yeah, maybe so.
I also don't cook lasagna.
Maybe you should start.
You should cook some lasagna.
My sister makes really, really good lasagna.
Oh, yeah.
What constitutes good and bad lasagna?
The way it tastes.
Yes. Flavor profiles,
Right, but I mean...
density.
But nobody's making it with things that wouldn't... Like, it's fundamentally, the ingredients are all delicious.
Sure, but they can be assembled or cooked improperly or unseasoned.
Well, right, but what I'm saying is nobody's going to make an unseasoned lasagna unless they're using white sauce.
Have you ever... I'm surprised you didn't experience this. Did you have bad grief food when your dad died?
Bad what?
Like grief food? Like people cooking for you and bringing you food?
No.
Oh, my God. I had one of the worst lasagnas I'd ever had in my life.
Oh,
I
yeah?
couldn't believe that they had messed it up. I'm like, because statistically, like this, like you said, shouldn't be that hard. But it was like they used absolutely no seasoning. No salt, no pepper, no garlic, no nothing. It was literally just noodles and red sauce and ground meat. It was really bad. And I don't feel...
Yeah, that's very strange. I don't know why anybody would do that.
What? Bring grief food?
No. Unseasoned food.
I just think that
Or
people...
poorly seasoned. I think there's people that just don't.
They just don't
My grandma was
know.
a horrendous cook.
Yeah. Or
Like-
that no one tells them.
Yeah.
We're like, his kind of a little bit
They're
bland.
like, this is just how food is.
Right.
It's just gross.
Well, Brian's dad doesn't use salt. Like in anything he cooks, he says, if you want salt, you can add your own salt. He doesn't cook with salt.
Is that because, I mean, he has a point. Is that because he doesn't want to like retain water or
I don't know what it is,
he gets bloated?
but a lot of the times when I cook, Brian will say things are over seasoned.
Yep.
And I'm like, first of all, super hard to over season something. Unless I'm dumping an entire container of seasoning on there. It's not over seasoned. You just didn't need any salt your whole life.
Maybe he's got high blood pressure. No, listen, all I'm saying is there are some people who, before they even take a bite of food, reach for the salt.
Right.
That's the other end of the spectrum. Like, I'm not a salt guy. If there's, it's okay. Like, if I'm eating French fries, I'm like, these are under-salted. Okay.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's not the end of the world.
when you're cooking, salt, pepper, garlic are like staples.
Yes,
and
correct.
everything should have at least two of those.
Yeah.
You know?
So you're talking about they put noodles, sauce, meat. That's it.
It seemed like they browned like Giant Eagle ground beef,
Yeah.
85-15 ground beef. They had a can of sauce, cooked their noodles, and then put some ricotta cheese in there. Like,
I
it
see.
literally tasted like nothing. And I had
Like drywall paste.
Yeah. When my dad passed, I had a lot of food that was like that.
I don't
some
think
that
my
was awesome,
mom's parish is not like a grief food parish. I don't think
but like
we got
family, friends and stuff didn't give you guys food?
No.
I thought that was something everybody experienced.
You might be right. We just did not get food.
I had like my age friends. Like my one buddy's wife cooked me a big crock pot of soup and then froze half of it and brought the other half over and was like, hey, whenever, just to, keep your mind off cooking or whatever. But
Right. But what if you wanted to just get Uber Eats? Now you got this food.
Well,
But that's the
another
thing.
friend-
Like you're like, I just want to get some. Like,
Another friend sent me a $50 Uber Eats
There
gift
you
card
go.
where
That-
she was like,
yeah.
"Here, order whatever you want, and you
Yeah.
don't have to leave your house." So
there
like,
you go.
people were very generous and kind, but some of the food was real
Maybe
bad.
my mom got that, but I mean, to your point, like back in the day, people would be bringing over casseroles.
Yeah.
We didn't get any of that.
Well, the same thing happens when you have a baby. People bring you a bunch of food because you're so.
Baby can't eat any of this.
I
It's
know.
stupid.
No, it's like, why am I gonna liquefy a lasagna? You're not thinking, Cheryl. Let me give you some money here. It's $1,000 to, I don't know, buy yourself some nice lasagna. Alter something. Courtesy of the Buzzard Boogie. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Boogie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Bills. That's bills. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
And on the subject of food, if you shop a lot at Trader Joe's, you know the things that you like. You'll see lists made all the time online. The things you can't pass up at Trader Joe's. Well, they've recalled a couple of kinds of cookies that they sell because they may contain rocks. A lot of times you read these things where they're like, oh, it might contain something that might get you sick, or certain people might. They didn't realize it had peanuts. I just like this. It may contain rocks. It may not. It's Trader Joe's, though. So, it could just say all natural ingredients.
Yeah,
And
organic,
that wouldn't it's all organic.
locally sourced.
Yes. So if you get your cookies from Trader Joe's, they're dark chocolate chunk and almond cookies, and they're almond windmill cookies, might have rocks in them. Might. So, just proceed with caution. You walk in there. And how would you go about that? You go, oh man, I think this cookie has a rock in it. And then the person has to peel it apart or do whatever. Or do they just take it? I've never returned food, so I don't know how that works. Like, my grandmother was somebody who would return produce. And I'm like, you're flipping a coin from the jump. So I don't know how that works, but it's not unprecedented. There are some people who feel they have no compunction whatsoever. They're like, oh, this peach is terrible. They go, all right, I don't know what to tell you. Can I get my money back for this peach? Yeah, fine. What do you want?
That's so weird.
And peaches have stones in them. Nobody complains about that.
Well, they have pits.
I'm sorry?
They have pits.
I'm sorry?
They have pits.
I feel like we're saying the same thing.
There's stone fruit.
There you go. Thank you. But you don't see them recalling peaches.
Also, you can call Poundcake that when he gets his pen.
Why?
Stone fruit.
Bill Squire
No.
I'm
no.
sorry. Where's Bill Squire going to be performing?
That one doesn't get promotion.
That one doesn't. Go bananas. It's also a fruit. It's going to be in Cincinnati, September 7th and 10th.
I think a banana is technically a berry. Nevertheless,
I saw that on TikTok today.
it
Just today you
can
saw that?
be
Yeah.
your calendar to put Bill Squire in.
But is it a berry?
It
I
says
mean,
it's
what-
a berry, but strawberries aren't. That's what I saw on TikTok.
Yeah, I've heard that too. But like, strawberries got berry in the title,
Right.
and bananas have a peel,
Correct.
and that doesn't seem berry like.
I don't know any other berries with a peel.
No.
Well, I think if you go by your genus and species, bananas are considered a berry. The FDA has also approved lab-grown chicken.
Yeah.
So if you were like, wow, how are all these chicken restaurants staying open? Chicken must be really cheap these days.
This is what people have said KFC's been doing for years, and now it's actually gonna happen.
What, that they've been doing lab-grown chicken?
Well, that's what they always said, is like they don't actually have real chickens. It's just grown in a lab. Like that was like a conspiracy theory about it, and now it's actually coming to fruition.
Right. It's coming to berry wishing. lab-grown chicken in the U.S., there are 2 companies that are going to be making it. And so I don't think that these things, once the FDA gives it the green light, I don't think there's anything that has to tell you one way or the other. So you could go in and get yourself whatever you get. Because, boy, they keep opening chicken joints. Everybody's got a new take on chicken. I can't figure it out, but everybody seems to be coming from a different perspective on the chicken. But people are having a hard time so far getting their heads around lab-grown meat. But
just don't tell me. Just don't tell me.
Well, and
I'm fine
also
with it.
this is an inevitability. I mean, the way we do meat now is not sustainable. So, lab-grown meat made from cells.
I don't like this at all.
How do you like? Do you like starving to death? Because
No, but I
if
don't
people
have
are
to
like,
eat
I'm not
chicken."
going to eat lab meat. I'm not going to eat bug powder. Like, okay, well, you're gonna. I don't know what you're gonna eat.
There's plenty of
Then
other foods. You can eat vegetables.
you're gonna eat rocks and cookies, is what you're gonna eat.
Sure. You can
Yep.
eat vegetables. You can eat fruits. You can eat lots of things. I've kind of given up on chicken.
Well, the vegetables won't be growing much longer because the environment won't be able to sustain.
The soil will
those
be
kind of-
untenable.
That's right.
You guys are just a beam of positivity.
We didn't
just
make
telling
this
it
up.
like it is, all
Yeah,
right?
not making this up.
I'm not saying that you are, but
We have a good attitude about
Reality.
you don't gotta bum me out.
All about the cricket
You
powder.
gotta bum me out with news, Alan.
it. You
Mary,
you don't want to try the lab
food
chicken?
news.
What if it's
No.
great?
I've kind of lost interest in chicken a while ago, maybe about a year ago. I stopped cooking it at home. It makes me feel weird. Every time I eat it,
What
I feel
about
like the
chicken
texture's
wings?
off. I do like a chicken wing. I haven't cooked it at home in a very long
I
time.
wonder how they're going to grow the bone.
I don't know. I don't like
I'm
this.
probably not going to do lab-grown chicken wings is my guess.
No, I would assume it's a chicken breast.
Finally, they say that pooping only every 3 days is linked with cognitive decline. Now, I don't know if it goes the other way. If you poop the way I do, which is thrice daily, if you become some kind of genius over time. If not pooping very frequently will invariably make you dumber, is the inverse true? Now, if you've known me for any period of time, you know, just anecdotally, it couldn't be farther from the truth. I'm no smarter because I poop a lot. But being chronically constipated, like let's say you know somebody with Crohn's or IBS, those people might be really, really smart. This might usher in some kind of new, but then you talk to people and they go, well, I haven't pooped in a week. I'm like, wow, you might want to get that looked at, homie. That's like, it sounds like it goes beyond diet.
Yeah, it's not good.
That ain't good.
I mean,
Some people brag about it. Yeah, I go once a week. You should check right into a cemetery because that's not going to be good for you.
Right into a cemetery.
16% of the population worldwide has regular constipation. But obviously, the older that you get, that's ironic, regular constipation. So, but if you go every 3 days or it takes longer, theoretically, you're getting dumber. But aren't we all getting dumber? Really?
I love a good poop, though.
Oh, I know. Because you get to scroll on your phone.
I can't do that.
You can't scroll?
I cannot poop and be looking at the internet at the same time.
Because your legs fall
I swear,
asleep.
no,
It's
because
not like pooping and eating at the same time. Why can't you scroll?
No, I'm not saying because it's gross. I'm saying I don't think my brain can focus on those two things at the same time. Because
You need to
anytime
focus on pooping?
I'm telling you, man, anytime I take my phone into the bathroom with me to go poop, I have a harder time pooping. So I'll set my phone down, and then it's like my brain's like, okay, now we can focus on the task at hand, and it kind of like everything comes out.
Well, there you go. Got to take a break here. If you want to send a text, 35192. You can listen wherever you are on the iHeartRadio app.
The stakes could not be higher.
Single Buzzard Fest